Time, and I'm grateful for the Black community that your culture came out in this contemporary way. You have songs, dances, and ceremonies, and art and land, and it's coming out through hip hop, and that's so beautiful and so powerful. So at this time, we wanted to give space to our relatives who we are seeing what's happening in America, and we're seeing that reflected here in Indigenous people. Hello. So at this time, I want to call upon our relatives of Chantal Moore.
Istakshif Klokwe, Uish, Ahazit, Uish, Muchlit. Kleko, Nunu Nixu, Iris Frank. Kleko, Nunu Nixu, Lisa Marie Young. Kleko, Nunu Nixu, Chantal Moore.
Okay, baby.
Hi, my name is Tabitha Frank. I come from the Clayoquot, Ahazit, and Muchlit First Nations. I'm here today to dance for my aunt, Iris Frank. She was murdered in 1980. I'm also here to represent my son's missing aunt, Lisa Marie Young. And I'm also here today to dance for Chantal Moore, who was murdered by the police June 4th, 2020.
Shame!
Shame!
Kliko. She is not Nahamias, it's actually Yikwat, Mowichat, Siyasish, Newtownlasat, Kwak, is Tlingit.
We love you! Love you!
Moments for us to represent the family, the Clayoquot Martin Lucas family on the west coast of Vancouver Island. And it's been a really challenging 2 weeks because of the injustice by the police and the government. And we are so disappointed that the Premier of New Brunswick, and this is my message from my family on the West Coast, is that they're really disappointed that they're not going to turn the Empire into Chantal.
Shame!
And so it's really, really important for allies to come together to support the Black and Indigenous community.
Yes.
I have my great niece here with me. She's from the Indigenous Black community. I also have other members of my family who are from the Indigenous Black community and the Chinese community. And I can't speak anymore because it's just too overwhelming, so I'm going to ask my butterfly
We love
sister.
you! We love you!
We love you!
I'm going to ask Lisa to read a statement that was put together by my family and my co-workers. So.
It is such an honor that we are all here today. I begin with and share a teaching from Buddha. Where there is the darkest shadow, there is the brightest light. Yet another dark moment in our collective experience brings us all here today and unites all of us. It is with a heavy heart we pause and think of George Floyd, my relative Chantal Moore, many, many others. Police brutality against Black people is nothing new and shouldn't come as a surprise. As we also know, Indigenous people share in this common experience. Police violence is but one strand of a much larger web of systematic racism, settler colonization, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, white supremacy, and many systems of oppression that strips me and others of humanity. Where simply taking a breath is not right, or where a wellness check results in the ending of another's life. This problem didn't just arise 3 or 2 weeks ago, but this has been around for generations upon generations. Built into the very genetics of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police was to deal with Canada's Indian problem. Indigenous people all across this land have paid a heavy toll and continue paying. It makes my heart sing and gives me hope to see all of you here, to send a responding message that those days must end. Truth and reconciliation calls us to acknowledge our collective and dark and often painful experiences and to reconcile those experiences so there is healing and we may be in better relations with one another. As a member of Vancouver Police Department Indigenous Advisory Committee, I want to witness, honor, and acknowledge the truth and reconciliation work that the Vancouver Police Department is doing to better the relations with Indigenous peoples. Although it is with great darkness, sorrow, and even anger that brings us together, I call upon each and every one of you to step into the bright light of kindness, respect, honor, love, and dignity of all, so we may all work for a better tomorrow for everyone. We say no more violence against our Black relatives, no more violence against our Indigenous relatives, no more violence against our trans and two-spirit relatives, no more violence against our gay, lesbian, and bi relatives, no more violence against our sisters, mothers, aunts, and grandmothers, no more violence against anyone in our great family. No more. I look to the day that we may all know love, kindness, respect, and dignity. From the bottom of my heart, Kleko, Kleko, Kleko. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and raise my hands in gratitude.
So at this time, we want to share a song that has gone so far in the world, and it's one of our most empowering songs, and you probably know it from February 14th, the Missing and Murdered Women's March. This song was created and was gifted to one of our relatives.